their camera. They do actually, despite the fact my day job is to play with bugs and fungi and trees, that they do actually train me for this piece too, so. Okay. All right.
Can you start by saying your name and your type of question?
Yeah. So first name is Mike, M-I-K-E. Last name is Hillstrom, H-I-L-L-S-T-R-O-M. And I'm the Public Information Officer with the DNR Incident Management Team that's running this incident.
You said you had talking points. Did you want to go for questions or you want to give us the update?
I can just start with an update if you'd like to. Yeah, so we're calling this set of fires the Black River Complex. So it's 2 fires at the moment. So there's the fire that's near Fort McCoy, and then there's the Jack Pine fire from yesterday. So now these are both being managed by the DNR Incident Management Team as one fire complex. So the updates, the Fort McCoy, well, I'll start with the fire from yesterday, the Jack Pine fire. That fire is contained and controlled at this point. It's just being monitored, make sure there's no kind of flare-ups or anything. But the good news is that one is looking good at about 87 acres. There's still some questions coming from residents, and we're gathering more information. So we'll get more information out about that one if we have any other details. But that one is contained, which is good.
So the cause of the fire is still under investigation?
Cause of that one is under investigation. I have not heard any details yet. So as soon as we get that information, we'll definitely be releasing it. And then for the fire near Fort McCoy, that one is up over a little bit past 2,800 acres. It's getting close to 50% contained, but we'll see what happens as the temperature rises, the winds pick up this afternoon. Hopefully those lines will hold, and we're getting all the resources we can to keep that one under control. But right now we're right around 48% contained.
Can you walk us through what kind of crews you have on scene?
Yeah, so a variety of different crews out there. So there are kind of DNR fire engines, there's local fire units out there as well. We have heavy dozers, so like bulldozers that are out there basically kind of scraping dirt to create lines so the fire hopefully doesn't burn across those. And then there are 2 Black Hawk helicopters that are on the scene, and there'll be a 3rd one arriving this afternoon. So we're gonna have 3 helicopters out there, so that should go a long ways in helping us get further containment on that fire.
Mike, so in Fort McCoy, there was a prescribed burn yesterday. Is this fire a cause of that getting out of control, or it's sparking that fire?
So I don't have any details about that at this time. The fire is still under investigation, so kind of same as the other fire. It's being actively looked at, by law enforcement, and again, we'll release that information as soon as we have, an official cause of those fires.
Mike, would you know, just with the danger being so high yesterday and today, why they move forward with that prescribed burn?
I honestly don't have any details. We're just kind of starting up on this one, so I don't have details on that yet. Hopefully later in the day we might have some more information. I'll be happy to share it with you at that time if we have those details.
As far as the 2,800 acres, can you describe exactly what that looks like? What is in that path?
Yeah, so a lot of it is on the the Fort McCoy base. So a lot of it's burning through just kind of Jack Pine, kind of pine forest, pine and oak forest. There are some neighborhoods that have it started moving into some neighborhoods that are affected. So there have been some evacuations, and there's an evacuation set up for those residents. So, sorry, I got to check. At the Warrens Community Center is where the evacuation center is. So, yeah, that has been set up. Last I heard, there wasn't actually anybody there, but if residents do need to go there, that's an option for them. There are some road closures. So Highway 12 is closed in one area, and there's some other road closures. Again, those details are just starting to flow into us now. So as we have more details on that, we'll definitely be getting that out on social media and other places in the near future here.
Is this affecting any schools in the area?
I have not heard of any impacts to schools or local businesses at this point. So I haven't heard about any impacts like that.
What's your kind of message moving forward as we're seeing another wildfire advisory today with those
Exactly. So we're in another red flag warning today, which means, we're going to have high temps. The winds are going to pick up. We're going to have very low relative humidity. And so those are conditions, where we frequently, see fires starting. There were, multiple fires across the state yesterday, and we're expecting there could be, the potential for more fires today. Obviously, we already have resources on these fires we're dealing with. So, there's still areas of the Northwoods where there's still, a foot, 2 feet of snow on the ground. So we're backfilling crews where we can and bringing in resources. So, at this point, everything's fully staffed, and we're gonna, keep putting out any fires that get started today. So, but the risk is very elevated. So that's where the public can really help us out. No outdoor fires today. You got to be really cautious with the conditions that we don't let anything get out of control, and again, stretch resources further.
A DNR rep that we spoke with yesterday said because of these temps, we knew that they were coming. You guys were kind of anticipating having to react to wildfires like this, but I'm also hearing that resources may be being stretched, coming from as far as Superior and Leeward to help down in Necedah. Can you speak to a little bit of how you're allocating crews?
Yeah, so I'll just say there's a whole bunch of people whose entire job it is to make sure we have the resources where we need them, and there's a command center where they can adjust on the fly to whatever the need is at any given time and move resources around. So at this point, I haven't heard of any concerns with shortages of fire crews or anything like that. So again, the good news is the Jack Pine fire, it looks like it's contained. Those crews can be moved to deal with other situations. So at this point, I think things are looking good as far as staffing needs. When we get into the afternoon, we get to that 2, 3, 4 p.m. window when we tend to see things really kick up. We'll have to see what happens. But let me say, everybody who's available to be out there working, fighting fire is absolutely out there today, and is going to do everything we can to keep the public safe and keep everybody informed of what's going on.
So with less than 50% contained, you don't have a concern about the staffing to contain this fire?
Nope, we have adequate staffing to get out there and get after it. It's difficult to fight fire at night, so while there were crews out there, it's a safety concern to have people out there obviously working in the dark in forests and whatnot like that. So now that it's daylight, we'll get the full set of crews out there, and hopefully we're hearing good news over the next couple hours that containment is increasing.
Mike, where is that command center?
So the kind of the official command center is in Madison. We're working out of the incident command post here. That's where the DNR incident management team. So our whole crew, that's kind of the local crew, is working here at the Black River Falls station.
And for an update on injuries at either site?
Yeah, so I have not heard of any injuries, which is great. There have been some structures affected on both fires. I don't have a lot of details about that yet, other than from what I've heard so far, it's more outbuildings, things like that. I haven't heard anything about houses being affected. So not that outbuildings are obviously a concern as well, but from a human safety perspective, we haven't heard anything as far as concerns about injuries or anything like that.
Is there anything else that you'd like to add?
Oh, I will just add the residents in Millston got like a reverse 911 call to warn them about potentially sheltering in place, and that's because of smoke coming from the fire. So there may be some residents doing that, and they're just kind of warned that there could be an evacuation if the situation changed. So that's just kind of a preliminary thing. Again, hopefully it's not an issue, but there is the possibility that the interstate could have to be shut down if the smoke gets thick enough, and they, it's just not safe for people to be traveling through that area. So that's just kind of a heads up, I guess, that's something that's being monitored, and again, we'll keep providing information as it's made available to us if there are any further evacuations or road closures are going to need to happen.
So if the interstate is closed and like you said it goes further, will they get another call directly to them, or would they have to check Facebook? You said the reverse 911 call. Would that be happening again?
Yeah, if there's evacuations, there'll either be law enforcement going door to door and and making sure residents know where to go and what to do, and yes, they'll be let me put it this way, we'll have multiple methods for them to find out, through us putting out information on Facebook and Twitter, through law enforcement, through those kind of reverse 911 calls. So we'll do everything we can to make sure everybody's well informed of what the situation is.
Can you walk through the timeline of the Fort McCoy fire one more time, when that actually began?
Yeah, so I don't have an exact time of when it started other than late yesterday afternoon. Again, we're kind of in the information gathering stage for us on this end of it. So we're getting information as quick as we can. Probably in the next half an hour here, I will probably have more details. So I will, I have your contact information. I'll definitely be letting you know as we get more details here in the near future.
Perfect, Mike. Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah, absolutely.
Thank you. Yes, I'll get the mic from you.
Yes. Get the mics off of me here.